Hey guys, Insomniac666 here with another playthrough of Grim.exe. Just still trying to learn him a little bit. I guess I would say not only am I trying to learn that, I'm learning how to not be a jungler, since my main character that I played before Grim was Chimera, who was 100% a jungler. So trying to learn a little bit more of that. So going through, trying to get all the last hits that I can on the little minions, push a little bit, get a little bit of damage. I've sort of, post this video, realized that, sometimes pushing up like that isn't 100% obviously the best idea, because it leaves me relatively exposed, but fortunately it kind of worked out for me, just because the enemy players just didn't really, just kind of just gave me the lane. But oh, there's a guy popping up. I'm going to grab the harvester there because it's always important, and I obviously back up before that greystone can come and take me out. And just going through, trying to poke the greystone back, Come on. But no. And just making sure, just trying to get as many last hits as I can with this, trying to take out their ranged minions. Grab a little bit of the harvester. Oh. See, he kept on trying to push on me. I obviously sort of pushed him back, poking him back, but he starts to get him in. And then obviously one of my teammates not doing good laning is obviously we lose one of our towers very early, and this is usually, I'd say, if you lose a tower that early, it's usually not a good way to begin. And here I get trapped and killed, so definitely don't get a good start off in this match, but fortunately we were able to somewhat be able to come back and pull it off a little bit. We get to start laying some hits down on their towers, and fortunately my lane was pushed back far enough that I was able to get back to the lane before they were able to be able to push on the tower. And I had one of my friends come in to help. The Iggy comes and helps, grab some more of the harvester. And I'm really liking Grim.exe. Like, some of these games I've been getting into, I've been winning a lot more with him. I think maybe just because less people want to do ranger, less people want to do ranger and more people want to jungle, and so I think I have better team comps. And right here we get a good little team fight between two guys. The Steel thinks he can try to kind of come in and get the kill, but Iggy ults, and I'm there, and oh, I love that shot, just that mid-air shot, but unfortunately that Quang and Murdoch come up from behind and get me. But I love the fact that I got him in mid-air as he was popping up in the air. That's a really good kill. Style points. So, we're doing alright. We're sort of holding our own, even though we lost a tower way too early. We got a tower back at least. Or no, yeah, we got a tower back, and I'm pushing back up on the lane. We lose another tower, unfortunately, so we're down 2-1 towers, and then we just now lose all three, so we've lost our first row of towers while only taking out one of their first rows. So in terms of lane position, or in terms of map position, this did not start off well for us, and we weren't doing particularly well in the KD ratio. And this Chimera tries to gank me, but fortunately I'm able to displace him, and I almost get him with my GTFO, but unfortunately it doesn't totally pan out. And fortunately I saw that Quang come up before, but unfortunately I get killed by that greystone. And besides the match length, I'm starting to I guess get more normalized to this new patch. I feel like comparing the previous patch to other patches, this patch definitely was one of the more drastic patches. But I kind of get the whole paradigm of it now. The only issue I would say is, if they can hold that paradigm while still keeping match times low, I think that would be the most important thing to have in this situation. And just doing good old laning, trying to get my minions built up so we can go and try and compete against this, try and get into their towers a little bit, try and get close. They already have one of our inhibitors exposed and one of our other towers down. And the steel tries to stop me from going after their tower, and it's pretty successful. But while that's going on, my teammate takes out another tower, and then we get in, come in, take out the tower. So we're actually doing pretty well now. We're almost pretty much. We're actually, this is where I think we sort of turned the tide a little bit in terms of taking out, in terms of lane position, is we finally repelled them, and we've taken out, at this point I think we've taken out all their towers and now going after inhibitors, and at least so at this point at least we've got a little bit of an edge, but I would say right now with how quickly they took out the towers in the beginning that they could still probably come back and possibly take us out. And this Chimera thinks he can try and push up the lane, but I push him back with my displacement. But then this Greystone comes after me. Though this is a good little shoot down with Grim.exe. Is I slow down this Greystone. He tries to escape into the jungle, but I just sort of follow him. Easy pickings, those shots. Get him to pop his ult. I wish I could have used my ultimate here, but I unfortunately was out of mana from the slowdown effect. And he tries to go in for the kill, try and push me back at least, but I'm slowly just draining him down while he's doing it, and then he totally wigs out, but I get the final kill. And that's I have to say, Greystones usually piss me off some of the most just because of their ultimate, and that was, I think, that was a good way of getting around that. I mean, he didn't play the smartest, I would say, but it was still a good way for it all to go. And then we decided to help out this lane a little bit. I think the Iggy is helping me out too. Got a Murdoch here. And this time I decided to use my GTFO and get the fuck out of here, bro, and take out that Murdoch. I love the ultimate on Grim, just that sniper shot. You know, the guy thinks he gets away and you just unload on him that giant orbital blast, and it's definitely a good ultimate. Unfortunately, it's obviously only limited to you can only get one kill at a time with it, but fortunately with 3 guys down, we're able to come in and take out their inhibitor, so that's a huge bonus for us. And then we even get a couple hits. I think the Iggy goes in and tries to get a couple hits on their core, which is good. Can't regenerate core, can't regenerate inhibitors anymore, so those are 100% completely done. And so I just try and, right here, I just try and push up the lane. Push. And if you guys want to see me play any other characters, let me know in the comments. I'm open to trying any other. I'm trying to get good with certain characters rather than playing every single character. I'm trying to get good with Grim. I'm already pretty decent with Chimera, but I feel like a lot of people are good with him, so it's not really as valuable. And then of course that almost got that inhibitor, but unfortunately at the last second they sort of came through and just decked us apart. But that inhibitor is almost down, and hopefully someone can come in and try and do it. But this is where they try and deathball us and just group up really hard and try and take out this inhibitor to try and match us for inhibitors. But unfortunately, I've got some good teammates who are smart enough to realize they needed to group up as well to try and keep that from happening. And we're able to, for the most part, push back their hits. Oh, here's another great how'd this even happen. I just get pissed off and shoot him, and right as I get my last shot off, the Murdoch gives his shot off, and we both kill each other. I think that's the first time I've ever tied in a game. That's a pretty rare thing to see. I mean, obviously the Greystone would have gotten him if I didn't, but it's pretty crazy that I got that final hit and we both died. And then unfortunately for defending that inhibitor, we then lost our tower on the left. So all we have left now is our tower on the right. But yeah, I think the next couple videos are going to be some Grim videos, just because trying to get good at defending with him and playing well with him and not overextending, because I want to get really good with him. And this is I would say a pretty pedestrian game. I mean, I've seen some Grims, you know, Grims are kind of almost more, I feel like, more designed to just sort of eat through the minions, eat through the towers and the inhibitors and the core and those things than actually be able to get kills and stuff like that. But this one, I do alright because I think I get the same amount of kills as I do deaths, which is a, you know, for someone just starting to learn Grim is decent. I, you know, held my own, did my part. And right here we push this inhibitor and totally take it out, but I think they go after our tower here, and they may or may not be able to take it out, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, they took out our tower, so we're towerless at this point, but we've already got 2 of their inhibitors down. And then I take out their Greystone with a couple little hits right there. That's the one thing about Grim, is that he is so dangerous when you're occupied with something and Grim can just show up and he can whittle down your health in no time at all. You think you have time to escape, and then you don't. And then me and this Murdoch get into it. We sort of shoot each other, slow each other down, shoot, shoot, shoot. I get a couple good hits off of him. He just decides I'm gonna bug out, go to the jungle, and I'm saying, nah, son. GTFO, get the fuck out of here. Oh man, it's a great feeling to realize, like, you think you've escaped this battle, but you haven't, and I just ult on them. It's great. And then here I go to try and stop this steal from trying to push up on this lane. And the one thing that I would say that is a little bit more common, right here I think this Greystone takes me out, but one thing I would say is a little bit more common with this new patch is this sort of no one's staying in their specific lane. It sort of becomes this sort of crazy mad dash of playing where you're trying to sort of balance lanes, balance towers, try and keep them from doing it while at the same time trying to push. So it's an interesting little dance with it. But right here I think the Iggy and our Narbash came up with, you know, took enough minions in there and took out the core, and we pretty handed victory. And so I think I'm gonna work a little bit better at him, and I think I'll get a little bit better with Grim, but I think this is a good starting point. And just go 6 for 6. So check out the next video when it comes out, and thanks guys.